Hi guys, welcome to another episode from New Zealand's biggest gap year, where a couple of years ago Robin and I did an epic adventure around New Zealand doing 365 activities in 365 days. And this is the big one, the road to Milford Sound. We're going to go through some of the comments and the questions you guys had about this journey. At the end of the video, all the comments were from the first time round when we published the video. So yeah, much more travel tips to come. So enjoy the video and I'll see you at the end. Today we are hitting the famous Milford Sound Road, which is one of the most scenic trips you can do by road in New Zealand.
Let's address the obvious first. Because we are challenging ourselves to do 365 days and tackle 365 activities, you may think that driving toward Milford Sound is not necessarily an activity. However, I count that as an activity because there is so much to do along the way. In fact, we have written for you guys on Backpacker Guide and NZ an article giving you 15 ideas where to stop alongside the Milford Sound Road. It's a really awesome place to drive through and a really awesome place to discover. Don't speed through it.
Our first stop today is the magnificent Eglinton Valley. This place looks so unreal. It looks like a painting. We are in this huge valley which is about 2 kilometers wide and surrounded by beautiful mountains. This whole valley was once covered in glacial ice, and it's completely carved this magical place where we can't help but spend so long taking photos and having a look at the wildlife around us as well. Then it's back into the camper van and on to our next pit stop, which is only 2 kilometers away. Next we are heading onto the Mirror Lakes, which is probably the most stopped place on the Milford Road. As the name suggests, it is a lake which is super reflective.
A funny fact about the Mirror Lakes is that every single guide that we ever read told us that the hike toward the lake is about 15 minutes long. However, it's literally about a minute and a half.
Mirror Lake.
The famous Mirror Lake of Milford Sound Road.
The pit stop that every single person does. I don't know anyone that drove Milford Sound and did not stop at the Mirror Lake. World famous sign. Mirror Lake.
Mirror Lake is best checked out in perfect weather, just because there's not going to be any winds and the lake is going to be perfectly reflective. Today there is a little bit of wind and so a little bit of waves on the lake, and it doesn't look as perfect as usual, but it's still an awesome pit stop. There is heaps of wildlife, everybody is super entertained. Plus the backdrop is absolutely amazing. Above the lake we can see the Earl mountain chain, which is reflecting on the bottom of the water. It's stunning.
So Milford Sound and the whole Fiordland National Park wouldn't look as good as it does without its fair share of rain. So it's no surprise to us that as soon as we arrive close to Milford Sound, it starts raining quite a lot.
There's no point in trying to hide it. Fiordland National Park and Milford Sound are one of the wettest places on earth. It rains between 3,000 to 6,000 millimeters per year, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because looking around us we see all these streams of magnificent waterfalls, and it really brings an atmospheric look to the area.
We can't help ourselves but take so many pit stops to take some pictures. There is really a lot of places to stop along the road. It's really cool how the builders of the road have made sure that we have a lot of places to actually stop and rest. It's quite a challenging road. We also stop to check out waterfalls because, well, waterfalls are awesome. There is even one spot that is in between Mirror Lakes and Homer Tunnel where we stop and see heaps of waterfall. On one part of the mountain I count 23 of them, and it's so cold today that as soon as the water falls below, it creates a massive pile of snow. It's amazing. We are now making our way to the highest part of the Milford Sound Road, which is 945 meters above sea level. Bear in mind that we are actually going at sea level where the Milford Sound settlement is, but we are almost 1,000 meters high right now. This road is absolutely epic.
We are now approaching the famous Homer Tunnel, which is probably one of the most memorable parts of the Milford Road. Once you get there though, you could be waiting up to 20 minutes at the traffic lights because it is a one-way tunnel. The Homer Tunnel stretches about 1.2 kilometres, piercing through the granite mountains of the Darren Mountain Ranges. And it really is a feat of engineering. It took around 20 years to build this massive tunnel. It opened up around 1953 and it marks our first descent into the Milford Sound area. All we can hear is the roaring of our campervan engine echoing through the tunnel, but eventually we do see the light of day once again and the views at the other end are spectacular.
As we are making our way toward Milford Sound Lodge, which is going to be our accommodation for our Milford Sound adventures, we are going to be leaving you with one last piece of advice, because there is over 1 million people visiting Milford Sound every single year. It gets super busy, so try to tackle this road in the middle of the day, not in morning or evening.
I'm going to do a testimonial with a mint in my mouth. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. I'll get my mint back in my mouth. Alright guys, let's jump into some of the questions and comments that you guys had from the first time round when we published this video, and hopefully that will give you a few more extra travel tips from this video about travelling on the Milford Sound Road. We have a lot of positivity. We have Funky Flunky saying, agreed, a stunning drive I did in 2004 when visiting New Zealand. Thanks, guys. We have Mike and Ash saying, dope video, sending blessings your way, keep inspiring. We have Dive saying, which is better, Doubtful Sound or Milford Sound? I can actually only travel to one place, so your suggestion, please. It depends on how much time you have in the South Island, I would say. Milford Sound's usually a good way to go if you have, say, only a couple of weeks on the South Island, and if you are travelling all around the South Island. Milford Sound's easy to access from Queenstown, where there's not only scenic flights to get there, but there's also bus tours which will handle all the driving and also stop at various pit stops along the way to Milford Sound where you can do a cruise. So that's usually an easy way to sort of couple the Milford Sound experience with staying in Queenstown if you have limited time in the South Island. But alternatively, if you have lots of time to travel around New Zealand and the South Island, and you base yourself in Te Anau for at least a night, then a really good option is doing Doubtful Sound. It's a little less busier than Milford Sound. There's usually only one sort of cruise that operates there, and then there'll be the odd kayaking tour happening. So the place feels really secluded, really quiet. It's just you and your tour group on the boat and on the bus. It's a full day experience. I don't really need to explain much more. Go check out our video, which is just a couple of days before this video in the series. But definitely worth doing that one if you have the time to do it. Should I say. Let's see if we have any more questions of interest. Let's look at Come Explore With Me saying, cool guys, was this in summer in January? I'm planning to be around the South Island at the end of June/July. I really want to see this road and I prefer to drive it, not take the coach. Is it safe to do it then? So it's a good time to do the Milford Road basically any time of the year. In summer, it tends to have, it's more wet weather. It's a rainier season in summer in Milford Sound because, yes, the climates are all very different around New Zealand. But then on the other side of things, it is colder. There's more snow on the mountains. There might be more, say, avalanches from the mountains and, you know, that sort of thing. So you kind of have, you know, issues that could occur either time of the year, whether it's summer or winter. So any time is good to go. It's not likely that you are going to get stuck or anything, but just always keep an eye out on the NZ Transport website, which has up-to-date information on all the roads in New Zealand. Just check that before heading out on the Milford Road to see if the road's open or if there's been any roadworks or anything that you need to know about. But otherwise, winter is a very good time to go travelling to Milford Sound. It's usually much quieter than in summer, although still pretty busy because it is one of the most popular tourist attractions in New Zealand. But usually if you want to go at a more peaceful time of year and usually more sunny days, then winter's actually a better time of the year to go. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that video and all the extra travel tips. We do have even more travel tips on nzpocketguide.com. Check out the link, and we also have links in the description below. And we cover all types of travel going to Milford Sound. If you're going there on a family holiday, if you're going there for a bit of luxury, if you're looking for just budget sort of walks and that sort of thing, we cover all that good stuff on nzpocketguide.com. So head over there and I will see you in the next video.